Alright everyone, this unfolds the third part in the series. We're going to touch on the economic and financial strategy that you're probably now trying to work out, depending on your independent situation, whether you're a business, whether you're a person. Look, this has hit everyone hard. As I said in the previous video, we're all in isolation, but our finances and our business and economy is not in isolation. Globally, this has just taken a major toll, and I am sincerely sorry if there's been some serious detriment. I know there's a lot of people hurting out there, but this is where we would like to point out a few different options and probably give you a little bit more analysis on different things that might be available to you that you otherwise didn't think about. Looking at the current rate, interest rates at the moment are very, very low. They're so low, and there's probably, there's talks about potentially another interest rate cut that could go to zero. Who knows? It's been done before. They could even go negative. If they go negative, that means you're paying the bank to put your money in the bank. That strategy is dangerous. I know right now the automatic thing that people might consider doing is start hoarding lots of cash, getting really liquid in the bank. If you're in a situation where you're worried about your job, you're worried about your partner's job, your income, and you don't have any other additional passive or supplementary income outside of your earned income, well then putting money in a bank is something you really need to consider really hard at the moment. If rates go negative or that you're earning nothing on your money at a very low interest rate, if you don't have any earned income, how long are your savings going to get you through this crisis? Some people might only have a month, 2 months, 3 months. Some people might be fortunate to have 12 months. Everyone's situation is very different. Having lots of cash in the bank, it's a strategy that I employ you to relook at, depending on what your options are, depending on how much money you actually have. I always still believing that you should have a liquidity point. You should have some liquidity. That's very important. But if you're worried about your job and you're worried about your earned income, a lot of the wealthy have a reverse herd mentality. The reverse herd mentality is, not following what everyone's doing. Typically, the wealthy have always gone the opposite direction to what everyone else is doing, and that's what's made them so successful. The cash flow strategy is the one that I look to adopt. It's one that I employ you to review. If you were to lose your job and you had lots of passive income that was giving you a good, consistent cash flow, well, that's going to carry you through a lot of rough times. If you're not working but you've got money coming in the door every month, well, that's probably a safer strategy than having money in the bank that you could run out of if you can't get a job. So where I obviously hold a lot of experience is obviously in good commercial assets. I've harped on the difference about residential and commercial assets that are underpinned specifically by defensive asset tenants. That's a large property that's anchored by a Woolworths or Coles in this market. 80% of the occupancy comes from that major covenant. Everyone still needs to get food and water. Everyone still needs to drink. So those assets, and then it's the spiral going beyond the immediate obvious. So logistics tenants, trucks need to deliver goods to the supermarkets. Trucks still need to go and deliver fuel to the service stations. So, owning properties with AAA rated covenants that are defensive in situations like this, i.e., doctor surgeries, pharmacies, those are the assets that I'm referring to. Now, you may say to me that you don't have that kind of spare money lying around to buy an asset that's, could be $10 or plus million, or even a service station at $5 million these days. Well, we're going to get into that into the next episode in the series, and we're going to talk about how you can access those assets through syndicates if you want to consider that our alternative strategy.